Welcome to Talk to Connect. This is where we empower and inspire each other to grow. Our guest today is Mr. Hani Masgid. He is a public speaker, an entrepreneur for over 20 years with experience in team management, sales and marketing, digital marketing, development, strategy, and business operation. As a public speaker, he was the first awarded customer happiness professional in the Middle East in 2018. Hi, Mr. Hani, how are you?
I'm excellent. Good to be with you here today, Fatma.
Nice to have you here, and I'm so grateful that you decided to take time and have this interview with us. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Our platform, Talk to Connect, we actually share stories to inspire others so that they can grow and improve themselves. And I'm glad that you decided to join us and share your journey. You're such a businessman. So you're such a successful man. You're a businessman. You're helping people to grow their business online. You have been my mentor for me to be here today. And I'm so grateful for your time and your knowledge. But within all this, there's been a journey that you've walked through to be here. And we will be so grateful if you will share your journey with us from where you are to becoming this successful businessman today.
First of all, thank you so much, Fatma, for having me today. And I'm so honored to be with you and your audience. As you've mentioned, we work together, and you've been an amazing person to deal with for the last almost 3-4 months. We've done together a lot of things. I've seen your potential, which I really appreciate out of you. Now, the whole story started by the regular mindset everybody has, which is go to a good university, study well, get the good grades to find a good company to work for. And this is how I started my journey as well. And I've done my engineering degree, which allowed me to join one of the biggest company here in the region. And during my 9 hours job, I was always struggling to digest that. That's it? Is this what is there for me in this world? Till a moment where I've made up my mind that within my understanding at that time, that was back in 2004, is to find another job with a higher pay. And I thought that would be the solver for me. And I did, because I had that in mind, and I was able to jump to a better job with a better pay. And in 2005, it happened that I met a friend of mine. His name used to be Ahmed. Ahmed had a very rough boss at that time. He always saw Ahmed as the lazy guy, the guy who doesn't know how to do things. And he was very rude to Ahmed. And I personally, I got frustrated at that time. And when I asked him, Ahmed was a father of 5 kids at that time. I said, Ahmed, God's help you. I know that you're bearing all this stress because of your kids. He looked at me with his lovely smile and said, Honey, it's not. Actually, one of my websites can pay for my salary. At that time, he was a very senior guy, and he was making a very good money. And that was a moment of truth to me. I said, just a second. What do you mean one of your websites can pay for your salary and expenses and more? Because I used to do a web designing, so I used to work for money. So I knew how much it can make. So I was under impression is Ahmed doing the same. He said, I have one of my websites. Actually, I have few of them who are working for me while I'm here at job. And I'm just coming here for the sake of fun or learning more, meeting new guys. That's it. And I digged in that was one of the turning points for me to make me look at something called passive income. And we started the journey, me and Ahmed, took it to the second level. 2 years later, I've launched my first online business in a bigger scale, which is the online training. And that was a turning point for me. And that's what helped me actually uh, to sustain a different business model altogether, aside of my day-to-day activities. Till this year, early this year, where the corona hit everybody, and I've seen a lot of business people or even employees start to struggle digesting what is happening in the market. And I thought it's my responsibility now to give back. And this is where I've started sharing instead of B2B. My trainings used to be B2B, targeting the business people, uh, to move it to the end users and take them to the second level to become a business people. And this is how we met together, where I launched my A to Z online course to launch your online from A to Z to launch your online course in 30 days, and the coaches empowerment programs, and some other trainings to help individuals move their skills, whatever they're good at, to the second level, to generate a multi-stream of incomes for themselves, a passive type of incomes at the majority of their income to be passive, for them to be able to scale up and leverage the knowledge that they have, all the assets they might have an access to. And that is Hani Masgid in summary. I hope I didn't take long.
So, as I was listening to you, is like your turning point came when you saw someone else doing something and it inspired you, and you took a move. But a lot of us, especially the youth or the women who are starting business, have this fear. Okay, that's you, honey. You are working in a company, or maybe you are exposed to business. You know how to do it. But there's somebody out there who's has has an idea and is thinking, I want to start a business, but I don't know how. What are some of the things that you can say, like give advice to tell them, okay, come on board, start your business, take a leap of faith?
Excellent. Now, Fatma, it all starts with the mindset. If they don't believe that they can make it, they won't. Unless they do believe in that, unless they have a clear vision on where they're heading from a personal perspective, from the way that they can visualize themselves successful, they won't be able to achieve that success. It starts with that. That's why I said it took me a couple of years to move my first big shot. Okay, although that I used to be a businessman, but I used to have, to do it my way or doing it myself. So I had to go through a lot of trainings, a lot of mentoring and coaching to have that mindset shift. That time I used to be working for almost 10 years, so I had the employee mindset, and I was seeking the same, what I call it an illusion, the security in a business. Business people, they're risk takers. Unless you have that mindset, unless you're ready deep inside to take a hit, because that hit would make you stronger, you won't be able to succeed. So whether it's a kid or a woman or a startup, unless they are mentally ready to go through that journey, trust me, they're gonna fail. Nothing is called luck in the real life. It's faith, it's belief, it's a plan where you wanna take that journey forward. So whether it's a woman or a youth who wanna start something of their own as a business, they need to be mentally first ready to take that journey. They do believe in themselves that they can make it, and they need to follow a working business model. Instead of starting from the scratch, they start from where everyone else have ended or their visionary person have ended and build on it. That's my humble advice to everybody who want to start their own journey. To make it quicker, you need to start with yourself, believe in yourself, make sure that you have a clear vision where you're heading, have the right mentor next to you, and move towards that goal. That's it. I hope I answered your question.
And I want to agree with you on the part of mentorship, because if you don't have people who guide you, and I learned it from you, like you need people who can tell you how they've gone through that the journey for them to reach where they've reached and to become who they've become. But then a lot of people have this fear, honey. I don't have the confidence. So when I look at you when you're talking, you seem very calm and you have this confidence, and you talk about mindset. But how do you build that mindset? How did you get to the point where you build your mindset to believe in yourself, to have the confidence? Because I think that's one thing that a lot of people are lacking. We can believe, but if you don't have the will or the mindset to do what you want to do, then your belief doesn't work. So how did you build that mindset? What are some of the things that you did that helped you to create that powerful mindset?
Now, the easiest way to achieve it, at the old days, it used to be trial and error. Although till I hit up a concept where actually there is a blueprint that can tell you exactly where are you standing from your personal beliefs. Uh, you need to measure different elements within your life, and you need to admit where you're lacking personally. I would give an example here. Imagine that you go to a doctor and you just tell him, I don't feel well. Okay, what is your problem? Well, I don't know, but I don't feel well. I feel not comfortable. Where do you feel the pain? I'm not sure where. You have to figure out. I don't think there is any doctor out there who can help you at the first place, unless they go and assume things by doing all the blood tests, all type of examines, and which would cost you a lot, first of all. Second, it will take a longer time, and it might not be the reason that you went to the doctor in the first place. So unless you follow a certain blueprint that tells you exactly, and you be honest with yourself, evaluate your performance, evaluate your uh, real pain points, I would call them, where you're lacking and what is stopping you from achieving that goals, you won't be able to reach your goals. And you being a coach, you definitely know the wheel of life. This is a quick startup. It can measure exactly what is stopping you from achieving what you want. And here love to recommend Fatima and her partner Hiba in one of their sessions, attend one of their sessions, which can help you exactly evaluate where you're standing, what is stopping you from achieving your goals. Before even planning your plan or your goals towards your business setup or your business success, start by understanding yourself. You need to digest or to understand what is going wrong. What is exactly stopping me from achieving what I need? The know-how, it's easy. Once you know what you're lacking, you'll fulfill that. You'll put a full plan towards where you want to achieve. Then you can embed the know-how. That's my advice to whoever going to start a journey of a success within their life.
Thank you so much. And I want to agree with you. If you want, most of us start with the how. How can I do this? How can I start doing this? We don't really go deep inside and find the why. Why am I doing this? Where am I right now? And what is my vision towards what I want to do? And when you have all this in place, then it's easy for you to go through the journey that you're looking for.
Looking at our traditional education or the regular way of educating us, I've grown up in a family where my dad used to always see me as a doctor, and my mother wanted to me to be a pilot. And I've actually lost two of my years, 1 year in a medicine school, which I did good, but I didn't like it at all. Then I gave a shot to aviation, and it didn't work as well. And I end up doing my preferred engineering, where I really enjoyed it, and I did my best in there, and I've complemented it later on with some other activities. It's exactly the same, unless you start from what you really want, what you really need. This is how you can progress in achieving what you want. It's not the how that can help. How is there are plenty of ways of doing things. It's why. The why that make a big difference. The why nobody knows it except you, and it's inside you. Don't allow anybody to inject it from outside, because that will be a loss to you. Okay?
That's very true. I think most of us are living with the expectations of the society. We are expected to have a certain title, a certain name, a certain level of way of showing ourselves, and we forget that we have our passions and we have dreams as we were growing. I can actually relate to that. I come from Kenya, and the funny part is we wherever we come abroad, we have one notion that if you come out of Kenya, you're gonna make it because it's hard to make it in back home. But I was surprised whenever I go back home, I find myself there are people who are successful more than me. And that was the question that actually took me to coaching to really understand myself is like, what am I lacking? I'm out where I was told you're going to make it, but there's still people who are making it more than me, and I'm still in the same place. So you really have to find your why. And I agree with you. Your why is the basic and the foundation of everything. So you talked about passive income. And I think a lot of us are just, if you're working, you just have your salary and you have nothing else on the side. So if you talk a little bit about people understand about passive income and how it can help them grow or build themselves.
Now, the easiest way to demonstrate it is using Robert Kiyosaki's model of the four quadrants. For those who haven't read the Poor Dad, Rich Dad book, I highly recommend it that you go through it. He classified people into four quadrants. The left-hand side at the top are the employees, who their abbreviation is E. And these people who are seeking an illusion called security. They think that doing a 9 hours job, there is a security behind it. I mean, it's not, there is no risk, nothing is there. And the COVID-19 experience showed us that was an illusion. Many people thousands of people have lost their job within a month, in no time. So there was actually nobody to care about them, nobody to look after them. And the second quarter at the left as well are the small businesses or the specialists. People like doctors, plumbers, technicians, those peoples, they are considered to be business. However, they work for money. So the moment that they stop working, the money stops coming in. Whereas on the other hand, on the right-hand side, at the top, you have the B people or the business people. Business people, they're good in one thing only, which is setting a system. That systems helps them. They might take time to build it, but the moment that it's up and running, they can leave it and it works for them. It generates money for them. Even if they leave their country, travel, take a break, take a leave at any given point, it's still making money for them. And the final quadrants are the investors who are simply finding a few people and give them their money. So the right-hand side quadrants people, whether it's a business people or investors, money works for them. That's why they're able to leverage something called leverage itself. They're utilizing something called leverage, leveraging their assets, their knowledge, the E's and S's. They are good at setting a full business that makes money on their behalf, but they don't have to work for money anymore. I highly recommend that anyone who wants to start the journey of business to move from the E, definitely E is out of question. You need to move to S to start with adding a flavor of automating some of your processes and your selling point to come up with a B business model. Make sure that it grows, and then down the road you can move to the B fully or to the I as it progresses.
Yeah, thank you. I learned a lot from you, and I can say that's one thing that has pushed me to try a lot of things now because I was having this focus of doing one thing, but you helped me to think of different ways to find a way to get income. So there is someone out there who's really wanting to start a business, and he has fear, and he's scared of failure, and he's wondering, I don't have money, I don't have capital. What advice can you give someone who's there and he has actually a good idea, but he's still holding back with fear, and he or she cannot put himself out there to start a business?
I've seen a lot of such a people actually. When I start, for example, some of my trainings or webinars, uh, they start with the perception of what if I fail? My answer for these people, you're gonna fail because you start in energizing that negative perception. So whatever you think of will become your reality. He is or she is moving towards the failure actually at the first place. If I were you, I would rather, what if I had a challenge, how to overcome it, how to become stronger in front of the challenges. So now I'm charging me being stronger or overcoming any challenges. So think of any what you call the failure, it's nothing but a challenge. And trust me, out of 10, I'm telling you upfront, out of 10 ideas, one of them might work. But it takes 9 failures to achieve that one success. You might be lucky enough to have it from the fourth time, but trust me, this is normal. You need to accept that because we are, after all, a human being, and human makes mistakes. Okay? Instead of looking at it as a mistake or as a failure, look at to that as an opportunity, as a learning curve. Once you have that mindset, things will completely change in your life. That's why I highly recommend that you start with yourself, understanding yourself. Set the tones of your mindset the right way. Have the right frequency towards success, towards business opportunities. Look at all these challenges, uh, nothing but opportunities for you to make a difference. That way only you will be able to achieve your dreams. If you're gonna start with what if I failed, trust me, you're gonna fail. Replace that question, how can I become stronger in front of any challenges out there? You're gonna come across plenty of them. But the way that you'll be working on yourself at the why and the beliefs will help you overcome all these challenges. Note that I haven't touched base the how, because the how, whenever you need it, it's out there. You can find it. But it starts with you. The biggest challenge is you, your mindset, the way that you look at yourself, the way that you look at the challenges out there, the way that you want to take your success to the second level. So it starts with you first.
Thank you so much, and that's very powerful. I believe people must understand that the beginning of everything is you. You are the start of your success. When you know your mindset, when you believe in yourself, that's the beginning of everything. So, one question, honey. If I would ask you to describe Hani in one sentence, what will that be?
Hani is a believer in helping others because he believes that his success is by helping more people as much possible. Uh, Always, every year, my one of my main goals, which I believe Fatma will show you how to set your goals, is to help a certain number of people. And next year is one of the biggest number I have in mind. And I would love Fatma to help you and your followers and your friends uh, to help me achieve my goals. So this is Hani Masgid in a simple word.
Thank you so much. So, Hani, you have a lot of programs that you're doing. If you'd like to share some of them and share to people, how can people reach you? Because someone there is wanting to start a business and feeling like they have found someone who can help me. So you can share some of the business, the programs that you're having, and how can somebody reach you?
Now, I would summarize my whole programs into three main programs. The first program is launching your online course within 30 days, which is called From A to Z to Launch Your Online Course, where I help you during a full month in 4 weeks modules, how to come up with the idea, how to measure the competition out there, how to test your idea before even launching it. Then in the second week, I help you to compose and develop your content. And week three, we start producing your content in a video format or audio, whatever it may require. And the final fourth week, where I help you launch it to the world and take it to the public. This is the first program. Second program is called Coaches Empowerment Program, which is targeting the coaches and the consultants to help them into five main areas. So it's a 5 week program complementing each other. It starts with the biggest challenge is selling to the public. So I teach them how to conduct an effective webinar to sell online without being sales pushy. This is the first week. In the second week, they start to learn on how to generate a multi-stream of income. This is where I help them to compose their first book or an ebook within a week. I help them introduce them to a new concept of introducing or generating a mini online course within an hour. Then an introduction about the affiliate marketing and how they can have another stream, a fourth stream of income to their business. And in week three, introduce something called the magical funnel, where actually they will be able to recruit a virtual 7 people instead of themselves, although they are a one-man show, using the technology. So the funnel, the magical funnel, will play as their PA, as the salespeople, as the customer service within one platform. So I take them step by step on how to create that. And in week four, where I've noticed that many consultants or coaches, they're very good at what they're doing. But when it comes to closing sales, it's their weakness. And this is where I introduce them to my 7 minutes sales letter, where I show them how to close the sales within 7 minutes, giving them the exact script that I use, what to write in that script, and how to automate the whole process as well. And the final week, where I present them as the authority of their niche. No matter what niche they are in, I help them to come up to the world as the authority of that niche. This is called Coaches Empowerment Program. The third one is how to set up your e-commerce or online business, sorry, in the Middle East successfully, where it's a 3 weeks program, where I take them in the journey of all type of e-commerce businesses that they can tap in. And the second week, where I introduce them to the marketing techniques and how to launch it in the third week altogether. So these are the three main components or three main programs I highly recommend to your students as well. And if any of your students would be interested or your followers would be interested in any of those programs, feel free to get in touch with Fatma, and I'll be more than happy to help you all achieve your goals hand in hand with Fatma to accomplish and ease the three parts that we spoke about: the why, the mindset, and the how.
Thank you so much, honey. I had a privilege of working to you with you, and I've learned a lot from you. So it's a good platform to be on, and I've grown since I started working with you.
You're a life testimonial for me.
So
Appreciate that.
thank you so much, honey. We've learned a lot from you. I think our takeaway today is we need to have a powerful mindset. Everything starts with your mindset, powerful mindset. You've got to believe in yourself, and before everything else, you've got to find your why. So this has been a very powerful interview. Thank you so much, honey, and we hope we'll
So
have you more to empower people on our platform in the near
the
future.
pleasure is mine, ya Fatma, as usual, and I really enjoyed this 30 minutes together. And thank you, and to all your audience who've watched this interview. Wish you all the best.